President Donald Trump has escalated the response to the anti-ICE protests by ordering 2,000 more National Guard troops, along with 700 active duty Marines into California. So this move came on the fourth day of street protests triggered by dozens of illegal immigration arrests. And I'm saying that it's not, what I'm referring to as illegal is the actual arrests, okay? Not the undocumented immigrants. Because what you're having is ICE agents that are essentially going around and snatching people off the street, okay? It's as bad as, it's bad. Let's just say that. It's bad, okay? Now, California Governor Gavin Newsom, of course, went after the move. He did not approve of the National Guard being nationalized and sent into the cities. He posted on X that the Marines also shouldn't be deployed on American soil facing their own countrymen to fulfill the deranged fantasy of a dictatorial president. This is un-American. He also had previously posted this, quote, "I was just informed Trump is deploying another 2,000 Guard troops to LA. The first 2,000 given no food or water. Only approximately 300 are deployed. The rest are sitting unused in federal buildings without orders. This isn't about public safety. It's about stroking a dangerous president's ego. This is reckless, pointless, and disrespectful to our troops." Now, look, I'm going to tell you right off the bat, I'm not a fan of Gavin Newsom, okay? However, got to give it to him here. This is a correct response. Correct. All right, so look, you got to call it the way you see it. You got to call it the way you see it. Okay. Now, here's the thing. What's going on here is pretty simple. You had protests that started out largely peaceful. The police came in, they agitated the crowd, so the crowd, of course, is going to react. And being humans, that's kind of what happens. And then, of course, the police then have the justification to do mass arrests, and Trump gets his ammunition in saying that, these are all the riots, insurrection, send in the troops. That's what happened. And by the way, the administration also apparently has the optics. The side of the protesters don't. For example, the burning of the Waymo robo-taxis and people waving Mexican flags. Now, I don't really care about either of those things, and I'm being honest about that, right? Robo-taxis, don't care. Mexican flags, also, don't care. Look, to all the people who have a problem with somebody waving a Mexican flag, I gotta ask you, do you also have a problem with people waving the Confederate flag? I mean, I'm just saying, like, if you're only mad when people wave a Mexican flag, but not a Confederate flag, I mean, I gotta question you, okay? I gotta question you. The optics of the Confederate flag, to me, are far, far worse, okay? But yes, look, in general, I like peaceful protest. I prefer that protest stays peaceful. I don't like things getting vandalized, but at the same time, I understand that when you push people so far, they are going to react, and react they have. And again, what are they reacting to? ICE going into schools, kidnapping and deporting children. They're going into the hospitals. They're going into the immigration courtrooms where people are doing their mandated check-ins and just abducting them anyway without any due process. They're covering up their faces. They're refusing to show badges. And as a result of all of that, by the way, you've got people that are going in and impersonating ICE in order to do crimes. Okay? There's a woman that was, again, there's a fake ICE impersonator coming in and handcuffing and robbing a woman of like $1,000. I mean, that's just one of the many instances of people that are impersonated ICE, and that's because ICE is currently a lawless rogue agency. That's what they are. Okay, the abolish ICE people, which again I was part of. Turns out we were right the whole time. Who knew? Yeah. But again, back in March, by the way, ICE raided a birthday party in Texas. claiming that it was a gang meeting from Trent Agra. Yeah, that's it. That we got to go in. We got to go in. We're going to throw flashbangs at this child's birthday party. Yeah. 47 people ended up getting arrested, including 9 kids. Okay. None of the people that they arrested had any gang ties or even criminal records whatsoever. According to the Texas Tribune, some of the people ended up in ICE detention for weeks and ended up getting released with ankle monitors, like they're, prisoners, criminals, whatever. One of the kids that was arrested actually ended up getting kicked out of school because they missed so many days because they were stuck in detainment. None of them were charged criminally. None of them. This is why people are protesting, and yes, in some cases, rioting. Look, Martin Luther King Jr. said that riots are the language of the unheard. And Trump and his authoritarian friends want to make sure that these people stay unheard, because when you hear the actual stories, when you know the actual facts, it is absolutely outrageous what is going on. So I get it. Now, sending in the Marines, though, that is a very significant escalation here, and one that is completely unnecessary. In fact, staffers at U.S. Senator Alex Padilla's office and the offices of some of the state's congressional delegation had been told by contacts on the House and Senate Armed Forces Committee that, again, they were coming anyway, right? And that is even as local Marine commanders were pushing back, saying, we don't need that, okay? We don't need this deployment. It is unnecessary. It is not justified. And why is it? It's because currently they're not allowed, okay, both the National Guard and the Marines are not allowed to be active in law enforcement actions, which would be a violation of the Posse Comitatus Act. Just saying. That said, of course, Trump could get around that, but he would have to invoke the Insurrection Act of 1807. That, however, he would have to, in order to do that, prove that there's an insurrection. He could say it all day long, but a few robo-taxis being set on fire as a response to illegal raids, that's bad, but not an insurrection. That does not an insurrection make. A few burnt cars. I mean, when you think about it, there are soccer matches, right? The aftermath of soccer matches that have seen more inflamed cars than this, okay? I'm just saying, like, it's vandalism, yes, absolutely. You could even call it a riot, sure. But you could also characterize it as self-defense against a tyrannical government, which isn't that, I mean, I don't, isn't there supposed to be some organization that, promotes gun ownership and usage? And thankfully we're not there, and I'm not advocating for that, right? But I'm just saying there's supposed to be an organization out there that says we should be allowed to push back against a tyrannical government. And yet here we are, we have a tyrannical government, but where is that organization? Yeah, I don't know. This government, though, keeps making up emergencies like a non-existent invasion, okay, in order to do white supremacy. And his supporters, by the way, are all about it. All about it. I mean, Charlie Kirk, right, is out there, and not only him, but Matt Walsh. They're out there saying we should just ban all immigration, all of it. Legal, illegal, doesn't matter. We're going to ban all immigration. And you know why? Because it was never about going after illegals. This was always about trying to stop all immigration from non-white countries. The sooner people understand that and realize that is the real goal here, the more I hope that people will begin to stand up against it. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, subscribe, hit the bell icon in order to get notified whenever a new video is released. And if you want to support independent, progressive media through this difficult time where it seems like everybody is shutting down, you can become a member on our YouTube page, you can become a subscriber on Facebook, or you can go to my Patreon. It's patreon.com/Jeff Waldorf. Thank you.